and girls, and welcome to my player ratings for last night's draw against Sporting Lisbon. Now, first of all, got to apologise for having to do this video in my car and not in the studio, but needs must. I've had to take my eldest son to football. He's playing for Stevenage this afternoon against Oxford, and that's where I am right now. I'm actually sat in my car by the side of the pitches, and I'm waiting for the game to start. So, yeah, my apologies. But listen, let's get straight into that performance last night, and it was not that great. Poor performance. And, you know, I said this on AFTV. I feel that the result was pretty insignificant in many respects when you see what happened to Danny Welbeck. It's been confirmed by Unai Emery that he's broken his ankle, and it's not pretty. I saw the pictures last night, and it looks horrific. It really does. We still don't know the full extent of it, how, you know, bad it really is, how long he's possibly going to be out. But from experience, his season may well be over, to be quite honest. And I think that maybe his Arsenal career is over, sadly. And that's not a nice way for it to go. We already know that he's coming down to the end of his contract at the end of the season. And that's why I say I don't feel that he will play for Arsenal again. I don't think that we're going to be offering him a new contract. I haven't heard of any contracts being offered, you know, over the last few weeks. You look at the Ramsey situation, there's never been anything like that. So I think that Arsenal were prepared to let Danny Welbeck go, albeit in January or end of the season for free. But this is just horrible. Absolutely horrible. And I feel so sorry for him because he's had no luck whatsoever with injuries since he's came to Arsenal. When he went down originally, I thought it was his knee. And he's had 2 serious knee injuries since he's been at Arsenal. And I thought, oh no, it's an ACL again or something like that. But then pretty, you know, straight after, there was pictures online and it was evident exactly what had happened. And like I said, it's confirmed that he's broke his ankle. So not great at all. And all I can do is wish Danny Welbeck, you know, all the best with his recovery. And hopefully he can come back from this stronger, albeit probably at another club. But I really do hope he makes a full recovery, that's for sure. In terms of the performance itself, like I said, it was just not good. Very, very flat last night. Can't really blame anyone being tired from the Liverpool game because it was a completely changed side. So I just think it was one of those games that was flat, and I think the Welbeck incident happened, you know, pretty early in the game after around about 20-25 minutes. And the players seemed to be affected by it. It's not an excuse. They just didn't seem to be at the races last night. They just didn't seem to be, you know, the usual Arsenal that we've seen over the last few weeks, especially in the attacking third and the way that we, you know, score goals at will. So, but yeah, I suppose the only positive you can take from last night is the fact that we didn't lose the game and we remain unbeaten. So that's 15 games in a row now, unbeaten. So, yeah, we've got another game before the international break against Wolves on Sunday. Let's get back to winning ways and hopefully make it 16 without defeat before we go into that international break. I hate the international break, seriously. Yeah, with that said, I'm going to go and get into the player ratings for last night's lineup. In goal, Cech didn't really have a lot to do, to be quite honest with you. We were poor, but so was Sporting. It's that simple. Over the 2 games, Sporting have not really caused us any problems whatsoever. And very quiet night for him. So he will just keep playing, plugging away, and hope to try and get back in the Premier League side. But can't see it, to be quite honest with you. That place is burned Leno's. But yeah, for last night's performance, Cech didn't really have a lot to do, and I'll give him a 6. Moving into the defensive areas, first of all, we're going to go with Stefan Lichtsteiner. Came off injured, hamstring went. It's a bit of a blow, that is. But yeah, again, straightforward performance. You know, didn't have a lot to do. Tried getting down in the attacking third, but yeah, pretty straightforward, like I said. So yeah, for last night's performance, I'll give Lichtsteiner a 6. Going to move into the central defensive area. First of all, we're going to go with Sokratis. Good return. Looked very composed, very solid in there. And yeah, decent performance, but again, just not a lot to do. It's, you know, when they did attack, he, you know, snuffed everything out, and it's pretty straightforward. But yeah, I'll give him a 7 for last night. Going to move into the next position, and that's Rob Holding. Again, another great performance from him. Very calm, very composed, very assured. And I feel that he's, you know, one of the mainstays in the Premier League right now. I feel that he just had to play last night because we've got such a shortage of defenders. But I anticipate him to be playing against Wolves this weekend as well. But for last night's performance, I'll give Rob Holding a 7. Going to move into the left-back position and Cole Jenkinson. What can I say about this guy? You know what? Without trying to be too disrespectful or bad, he's just not Arsenal quality. We all know that. The guy's getting paid £55,000 a week. But that's from the old regime. They're the ones who put him on that wage, and it's just absolutely ridiculous. There was an incident in the second half where he had a shot and it went backwards. He's just... He can make a good defender somewhere else, but just not at Arsenal. He's just not good enough. But he had a decent enough performance. Emery took him off. But yeah, for last night's performance, I'll give Jenkinson a 6. Going to move into the midfield area. First of all, we're going to go with Guendouzi. Pretty assured performance, pretty straightforward. Lovely tackle and nanny in the second half. Nearly sent him into the advertising boards, as you do. Yeah, he looked visibly shaken by the whole Danny Welbeck incident. And I think if you've seen the images, that he was the one close by and he didn't look too great when he saw that. So, yeah, for last night, I'll give Guendouzi a 7. Next position, we're going to go with a young lad, Smith Rowe. Worked really hard. And you know what? He's going to get chances. He's going to have to keep, you know, plugging away and learning over the next few years. But it's very encouraging from him. And, yeah, last night's performance, I'll give Smith Rowe a 7. Going to move into the attacking areas. First of all, Henrikh Mkhitaryan. Very, very disappointed with this guy. I just don't know what's going on with him, to be quite honest with you. He seems to be getting so much game time, but he's just not doing anything with that game time. Just not grasping it, not grabbing games by the scruff of the neck, not doing anything to, you know, stand out. And I just don't know what's going on with him. Poor performance last night from Mkhitaryan. He's one of the older heads, so he should be leading by example, but he's not. So, yeah, I don't know. But obviously, Emery sees something in him, but we will wait and see. So, for last night's performance, I'm going to give Mkhitaryan a 5. Going to go into the next position, Ramsey. I think he's already got one foot out the door, to be quite honest with you. He just doesn't look right at all. He doesn't look like his heart's in it anymore. And it's sad to see. And I wished it didn't have to go out like this, but it's looking very much that way. Last 15 minutes or so, he started being selfish and trying all these silly little flicks, and they weren't coming off. And, yeah, if, you know, we got a chance of getting some money for him in January, then, yeah, let's take it. That's what I feel, because it's not fair on him. It's not fair on us. You know, we don't want him. He's clearly, you know, not really wanting to be here. His heart's not in it. And, yeah, last night, again, poor performance like Mkhitaryan. So I'm going to give Aaron Ramsey a 5. Going to move into the next position. That's Alex Iwobi. Not a great performance. Worked hard. Was lacking a bit in his delivery. But yeah, it's the thing with Iwobi. He's still learning. He's still getting to grips with everything. And, you know, he's going to have some games where he's not as great as another one and whatnot. But he's a kid. He's still learning. Remember that. But, yeah, because he worked hard and everything else, I'm going to give Alex Iwobi a 6. I'm going to go to the striking position. Danny Welbeck. I'm not going to mark him. You know, absolutely no chance. It's just... Why would I? It's not really right at all, is it? So, and I've already touched on the subject, and all I can do is wish Danny Welbeck the best with his recovery. Substitutes, the only one of real note that I can give a marking to was Pierre, Emerick, Aubameyang. Felt he should have scored at the start of the second half. Worked hard, but it's a bit difficult when his supply line is the likes of Aaron Ramsey and Mkhitaryan, who are so off form, and it's not the likes of Lacazette, Ozil, and, you know, but worked hard, but yeah, just didn't have that cutting edge last night. I'll give Aubameyang a 6. In terms of the manager rating, Unai Emery, I will give him a 7. He put a strong enough team out there, strong enough lineup, should have been able to do the job and get it done, but it wasn't to be. But it's 15 games unbeaten. And we will move on to the league game. So what you can say from Emery's selection and whatnot is that players will be rested. Players will be fresh for Sunday's game against Wolves. And yeah, like I said, I will give Emery a 7. So that is it for the player ratings against Sporting Lisbon. If you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. There will be a preview tomorrow for the game against Wolves on Sunday, matchday vlog after the game, and then the player ratings on Monday. Also next week, watch out for another of my recreation videos. I have attempted to recreate David Beckham's goal against Greece in 2001. I really can't wait till you guys see this one. Very, very funny making this, but yeah, so there we have it. Like I said, that's the player ratings. I will see you lot tomorrow for the preview against Wolves. Until then, I am out of here.